WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock.
And I'm Trevor Burchett.
Severe weather potentially making its way into our area tomorrow. Our weather team has been tracking this for the past few days. Trevor, what can you tell us so far? Yeah,
like you mentioned, we've been keeping an eye on this system for about the last week or so, and it's looking more and more likely that we're going to see at least a little bit of severe weather tomorrow. So definitely something you want to plan around. It's something that could impact your evening commute or even picking the kids up from school. So we're going to talk a little bit about this right now and then talk more about it in just a little bit. First of all, let's start off with the breakdown. What you can expect. The best chance for storm activity is going to be from noon tomorrow all the way through 10 or 11 o'clock. And that, of course, could come with some damaging wind gusts, maybe some hail, and even the chance for a few tornadoes as this system rolls through. And this is going to be all across our area, not really limited to any specific area. This chance really expands for the entire WCBI viewing area. And of course, stay updated with us here on TV. You can also check us out online at WCBI.com/weather, and we'll have the most up-to-date information on our social media at Facebook and Twitter. Now, if you're a NOAA Weather Radio user and you use the Boonville transmitter, and if you're in any of these counties, that NOAA Weather Radio is down. It is not going to work tomorrow. So if your weather radio is set on this, and you live in this area, you need to find an alternate way to receive weather alerts. A great way to get those alerts is the WCBI News app. We will send a notification straight to your phone in the event a weather alert is issued, and you can also watch our live stream in the event we have tornado coverage. I'll have the latest on when and where you can expect that severe weather coming up in just a few minutes. Cash.
A head-on collision in Itawamba County leaves at least one person dead. Corporal Jason Rowe with Mississippi Highway Patrol says two cars crashed into each other earlier this afternoon on Highway 23 near Tremont. Rowe says there are multiple injuries. However, at this time, it is not clear how many people were involved. Mississippi Highway Patrol is investigating that accident. We're going to have more details as they become available. One person is injured after a shooting in Tupelo this afternoon. Tupelo Police Department officers say they were dispatched to the North Mississippi Medical Center ER around 2:40 for a gunshot victim. At the same time, officers were also called to an apartment in the 500 block of Lumpkin Street for a shooting. Officers then determined that the victim in the ER was wounded at the Lumpkin address. No other victims have been found. The investigation is still open. If you have any information, please contact Crime Stoppers of Northeast Mississippi. Well, today was the last day to sign up for 2020 Affordable Care Act health insurance. Better Affordable Health Care Insurance is helping people sign up. Jennifer Lawrence of Better says the company will be open until midnight tonight to make sure that the last person is signed up.
They're turning 19, they're getting off of Medicaid, and we want to make sure that parents know that they can be covered and protected.
Once again, registration closes at midnight tonight and does not open again until October of 2020. Well, today brought together many different Latin cultures from across the viewing area to celebrate Christmas. The Homestead Education Center in Starkville played host to the annual Posada, which is an international holiday celebration. The event is a tradition born in Latin countries like Mexico and Guatemala. It is celebrated with prayer, carols, and musical reenactments of Mary and Joseph's search for a posada, which means inn or place to stay. One participant says the celebration brings the entire Latin community together.
So this is the Posada. It's a very important cultural celebration for most Latin Americans. I haven't been in Starkville too long, but you see the people that have organized it, and mainly Rosie, who's one of the Mexican members in the community that brings everybody together.
Once again, this is the 5th annual celebration. We're a little more than a week away from Christmas, and Santa is making some last-minute visits before he heads back north to begin participating or preparing for the main event. Our DeAndrea Turner has more on the story.
So we always like to find a way to involve our community with our residents and our residents with our communities.
Johnny Silva coordinated the first ever Cookies and Cocoa at the Claiborne. She says she wanted the residents and the greater community members to share the holiday spirit together.
So we want the community to take our residents and their thoughts away from this event.
Those who stopped by for a visit brought some comfort and joy to the men and women who call the Claiborne home.
We want our residents to know that everyone here loves them, not just the people that come to work every day and their families, but the whole community as a whole really does love on our residents.
And the community showed up in big numbers.
We have had a lot more people than I was expecting.
The more than 100 people who came also had the chance to give to a good cause. They all donated toys to a toy drive hosted by Starkville High School's Key Club. The mission was personal for volunteer Taylor Rupp.
Well, my grandmother comes to the Claiborne, and we are part of the Key Club, and so we thought as community service we could come here and volunteer our time.
And Claiborne resident Polly Christopher enjoyed the good company and cookies and seeing Santa.
I felt good for a bunch. I'm 84 years old.
Organizers plan to host the event at the Claiborne again next Christmas. Well, holiday season is here, and folks all across our area are getting into the spirit. Muddy Waters Sports Bar in Columbus played host to the Bikes for Tykes Pool Tournament earlier today. The event is in partnership with Blue Line Personal Security. For $20, attendees could join the game. All the proceeds went towards providing bikes for 10 area children between the ages of 1 and 15.
But we just want to make it a little bit easier for families that are having hardship, and then make it very confidential if they want to reach out to us.
So the best thing for me to do is try to help out the same people that helped me out. So just basically getting back to the community, and that's really helped me out. And it's been a great thing so far. I learned a lot, and it's been a great lesson learned. I love giving.
Last year, Blue Line Security donated 16 bikes to area children. Coming up next, recipes that will make your kids the talk of the class Christmas party. Mom to Mom is next. Stay with us.
Watching WCBI News at 10 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
If you have children in school, then you know it's time for those class Christmas parties to start popping up. Today on Mom to Mom, we've got a few fun and easy recipes that are sure to be the life of the party. Take a look.
Today on Mom to Mom, we're going to show you a quick and easy last-minute snack to take to your child's Christmas party. Today we're making Grinch kebabs. We've all had those dreadful moments where our kids come to us at last second, Mom, I need a snack for school tomorrow. And then we're panicked and freaked out and don't know what to do. This is really easy, takes 10 minutes. You've got all the ingredients probably in your refrigerator, and then boom, you got a snack for tomorrow. Here's everything you need. We've got our grapes. You just stick it on the kebab stick. Then you've got your bananas. Then of course, the strawberries. And the funnest part to my kids are the mini marshmallows. Boom! And you've got a Grinch kebab. As moms, we always want to do something super cute for snack time and seem like we have it together. So if you're always getting chips, you can step your snack game up to these Grinch kebabs. They seriously only take 5 to 10 minutes. You can get your kids involved and just enjoy it all together. As always, moms, we encourage you to share your last-minute school party snacks on our Facebook page, and we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
Well, the system that's going to bring us the chance for some strong to severe storms is now slowly making its way toward us. All this moisture is streaming in off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to help to energize some of those storms through the day tomorrow. I'll break down everything you need to know coming up right after this.
For WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
We've been keeping a close eye on the weather for the last few days, expecting some strong storms on Monday, and it's looking like that's going to continue to pan out. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined a good chunk of our area in a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Everybody else is in that level 2, but don't get too caught up on whether you're in the orange or the yellow, because everybody in the WCBI area has a chance of seeing some strong to severe storms. Now, the better chance is to the south, but don't limit that. Anybody could see strong storms through the day tomorrow. We'll get to that in just a moment, but let's first take a look outside in Starkville right now. A pretty pleasant night. We're already 55, and as a matter of fact, we're going to be going up from here as all that moisture streams in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've already hit our low. We're going to be up and up through the night into the 60s by early tomorrow morning. So our low for tonight, 57. I know we're below that right now in Starkville, but we're going to continue to go up, staying variably cloudy and mild with those winds starting to gust up to about 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the south. Tomorrow, I think we'll wake up mostly cloudy, maybe some showers as you're heading to work or school. Better chances for showers and storms. The strong stuff is going to come after lunchtime into the afternoon. Notice our high, very unseasonably warm, highs in the 70s, and I think it's going to stay through the 70s through the much of the day tomorrow. Now, what we're expecting in terms of severe weather threats, best chance is going to be for some gusty winds as these storms roll through. That's typical for this time of year in this area, but we've raised the hail and tornado risk to a medium. The ingredients are starting starting to fall in place just a little bit, that we could see some large hail in spots and the chance for a few tornadoes as these storms roll through. These storms are going to be moving a little too quick for any flash flooding concerns, but if you get into some heavier rain and you're prone to flash flooding in your area, you might see a little bit of ponding on the roadways. So as I mentioned, those ingredients, it's really three main ingredients that we look at for severe weather. The first is moisture. We've got to have some kind of moisture in the atmosphere to get those storms going. You can see plenty of moisture all across the area. Another aspect that we look at is the wind shear. That's the turning in the atmosphere of the winds, and you can see also plenty of wind shear all across the area. As I mentioned before, better wind shear to the south, and that's one of the reasons that the northern portion of our area is only in that level 2. But that's only one aspect of severe weather. Severe weather is still possible, as I mentioned, all across the area. And unstable air is our third ingredient, and as you can see, plenty of that also all across northeast Mississippi and west Alabama. So timing this out for you, as I mentioned, starting off 9, 10, 11 a.m., I think most of us are dry. You notice these storms out to the west, though, starting to form in the delta. That's going to continue through the afternoon. By lunchtime, I think we might start to see some storms pop up into our area. The best chance for strong to severe weather is going to be after 2 or 3 o'clock. Notice some of these isolated cells popping up. That's what we're going to have to watch for the chance for some severe weather. And that's going to continue even into the dinner time hour. I think storms start to form into the Golden Triangle by 4, 5, or 6. The good news is it gets out of here pretty quickly, and I think our severe weather threat will come to an end by 8 or 9 o'clock, especially by 10 o'clock and 11. Notice we are all the way dry. Once that cold front passes, though, it is going to be very cool, down into the 40s on Tuesday, staying relatively cool through the rest of the week. We'll introduce a chance for a few showers as we get closer to the weekend.
We have some breaking news out of Columbus that just happened just moments ago. We're being told that there's a possible shooting on the S-curve in the 500 block of South Pickens Road. Our DeAndrea Turner is currently on the scene. She says that witnesses are saying that the possible gunshot victim has a possible injury to the face, and they say that the victim left the scene and showed up at the Sprint Mart on Highway 69. DeAndrea, once again, is on the scene. She says the police have the bridge on South Pickens Road currently closed right now, once again, for that possible shooting. Now, we are working to confirm this with authorities. Once again, it is a possible shooting at this time, and we're going to have more on this as it becomes available. We've got some sports coming up. Courtney, what you got for us?
Cash, the early signing period for football players looking to play in college is quickly approaching. More on that when we come back. Stay with us.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
One of the most exciting moments for any high school athlete is receiving an offer to the next level. While signing those letters of intent has traditionally been on National Signing Day, February 5th, with the early signing period coming up Wednesday, December 18th, some players will be making an important decision this week. The road from recruiting to committing can be anything but easy. It's one of the most competitive aspects of college football. And we're not talking about the X's and O's of what happens on the gridiron.
I'll be signing Wednesday, either Ole Miss, Alabama, or Auburn.
We're talking about recruiting. Each year, coaches spend early mornings, late evenings, and weekends on the recruiting trail, all in hopes of securing the best talent in the state and in the country.
We've dominated, working hard to keep our third consecutive top 25 class.
Had a meeting with a recruit last night, and then I think 8 o'clock or something last night, and then had another one starting at 6:30 a.m. today.
For the most part, football coaches have until February 5th to win over potential talent. However, with players opting to sign during the early period on December 18th, the timeline for coaches has shortened. Mississippi State head coach Joe Moorhead has spent plenty of time on the recruiting trail, ringing the bell and building his future roster.
Into all four corners of the state, and a bunch of others, highways, dirt roads, Delta, Coast, it's been awesome. Great reception from the coaches, great reception from the kids and their parents, and quite frankly, every gas station you pop in or store to get a Diet Dew and a bag of chips, there's maroon and white everywhere. And
Coach Moorhead already has commitments from Brandon quarterback Will Rogers and DeIberville wide receiver Jaden Wally, just to name a couple. Ole Miss head football coach Lane Kiffin is in a different boat. After only taking over as the Rebels' new leader on December 8th, Kiffin has to work quick to maintain former head coach Matt Luke's commits. While the Rebels have seen a few losses since Luke's untimely departure, others, like Winona quarterback and Darius Coffey, don't mind the sudden coaching change.
He's going to bring a lot of excitement to the school, change a lot of things around. I was really signed to play for Ole Miss. I never just looked at playing for a coach. I was just looking at playing for the school.
For Coach Kiffin, building a solid roster starts from the ground up.
They're not going to all be 5 stars, so developing the bottom of the roster so they can be productive and help us play.
For Division I, high school football players have from December 18th through December 20th to sign during the early period. Those going D1 that are waiting until National Signing Day will have from that day on February 5th through April 1st, whereas those going Division II can sign from the 5th through August 1st of 2020. Former Mississippi State quarterback Dak Prescott in a confusing situation during the Cowboys game today. More on that and scores from the NFL when we come back.
It is heads. Dallas has won the toss.
Go defense. We want to kick it. Kick it that way.
You want to kick?
We defer the second half. Yes.
Okay, you're going to kick.
Yeah.
Some confusion for former Mississippi State quarterback and Dallas Cowboys QB Dak Prescott. As you just heard, Prescott initially asked to defer until the second half. However, the referee, Walt Anderson, thought Prescott said the Cowboys were looking to kick instead. The mistake ultimately would have caused the Cowboys' opponent, the LA Rams, to receive the ball in the first and second half. All's well that ends well. Everything eventually was straightened out and the Cowboys received the ball to start the second half. And the early confusion clearly not affecting Prescott or the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas taking down the LA Rams 44-21. And how about the outing for Prescott? 15 of 23 for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Some more NFL scores for you. The Tennessee Titans at home hosting the Texans. Titans fall 24-21. Former Ole Miss wide receiver A.J. Brown with 114 yards and a touchdown. How about this? The Atlanta Falcons topping the San Francisco 49ers 29-22. Just the 3rd loss all season for the playoff-bound San Francisco team. On the flip side, the 5th win of the season for Atlanta. The Falcons will host the Jaguars next Sunday. So far, 2 Mississippi State Bulldogs have declared for the 2020 NFL Draft. Running back Kylan Hill and cornerback Cam Dantzler. Always the biggest question when players declare, will they participate in the team's postseason? Hill opting to play in the Music City Bowl, while Dantzler making the decision to sit out. As far as what goes into players making that decision, well, here's what head coach Jim Moorhead had to say.
To me, generally speaking, if you have to convince a kid to play in the game, then he should probably move on. Yeah. But, you know, I went back and had Will Ryman, our guy, do some of the research. And 3 seasons ago, I believe it was 3 guys. 2 seasons ago, I think it was between right around 15 to 16, guys that didn't play in the bowl game. And I think last year it was 17 or 18. And then ranked out with what rounds they went in. And once again, that's information that we provide. And, I understand it. Kids need to make a decision that's in their best interest. And, we got to, also be mindful of the other guys that we have on the team for the game that we have to win.
The 2019 winner and 85th recipient of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is Joe Burrow.
In case you missed it, LSU quarterback Joe Burrow was named the 2019 Heisman Trophy recipient on Saturday. A well-deserved honor. Burrow threw for an SEC record of 48 touchdown passes and 4,715 yards this season while leading the Tigers to win the SEC crown. Burrow is just the 2nd player in LSU history to win the award. Running back Billy Cannon, the first Tiger recipient. That was back in 1959. Burrow beats out Oklahoma QB Jalen Hurts, Ohio State QB Justin Fields, and Ohio State defensive end Chase Young for the coveted trophy. That's it for sports. We'll have more for you when we come back. Stay with us.
Just want to give you one more reminder with the risk of severe weather tomorrow. The Boonville NOAA weather radio transmitter is out, and that one serves all the counties you see there in red. So if you normally get weather alerts from weather radio and you're in those counties, you want to have an alternate way to get those. And a good way is the WCBI News app. If you download it, we'll send you a notification straight to your phone in the event of a weather alert. You can also watch our stream live in the event we go wall to wall for any tornado coverage. After the storms, though, the light at the end of the tunnel is the week looking pretty good. It's going to be chilly, though, down into the 40s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Slightly increased rain chances for the weekend. Don't think it's a washout, though, but definitely keep that umbrella handy.
And of course, we're going to be updating you on when those radios should be back up and running. Right?
Absolutely. We hear maybe the middle of the week, but definitely not by tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. Gotcha. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to see you back here tomorrow.